Okay, there's a very interesting prophecy um, regarding the battle of these end times and the existent versus the non-existent, right? It goes something like people who are not a people will make God's people jealous. If you properly translate that, applying the hidden prophecy of Daniel to it, it reads more something along the lines of the non existent will anger and enrage those who truly exist. Okay, now that's talking about the spirit scan that we're on right now, where we're all merely premonitions of our potential existences. And our spirits are being scanned. Before we came here pretending to be humans, we laid our wealth up in escrow. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. That's what that's talking about. It's part of the contract that if we are scanned out and we don't make it back, our wealth is laid up for those who did make it back. They did graduate. The prophecy, you know, is being fulfilled right now, and more prophecies are, more agreements to the contract are, do unto others as you want done to you in the time loops of justice after you die, the time loops of judgment at the judgment seat, so to speak. The wages of sin is death, eternal spiritual death after you serve in the time loops. After you are eternally executed, if you are found guilty and punished, then you cease to exist. You never existed at all via the time-space continuum. That's what God's using that for. So you don't exist even now to do the evils that you're doing. You see, so it's like really diabolical in that you'll lay down everything to get on what appears to be a funhouse ride. You're merely a premonition of your potential existence at this point, almost like your existence has been placed in limbo. And you agreed to all these things because you were so confident that you would not be sucked into the lures of this world set up by the shitworms, the lesser grade spirits. They were beneath the devils and the fallen angels. They were beneath Lucifer and the fallen angels. When they came to earth, they had bodies. They could have sex with the women. The shitworms were stuck where they couldn't have bodies and they couldn't possess bodies. Only like via demonic possession and stuff like that. So they were angry, and they've set about sabotaging God, Christ, and Lucifer's conjoined end time agenda from the very beginning when they first got cast here to earth. And Lucifer, the fallen angels that agreed to come back in the days of Noah and be born of women in the end time, they got took back. Then there's also fallen angels that agreed to go back that will come back with Lucifer pretending to be angels when he's pretending to be Jesus Christ for the tribulation. Okay, and those who didn't, they were killed off with the Geber, which is the hybrids, the giants that happened from the angels spawning with women. Eventually, like 3 generations down, they were huge giants, and they had the mentality of monsters and shit, so they had to be dealt with. So God got rid of them with the flood of Noah, and then we have, you came to this planet, you existed here, and you negatively affected other things. Well, you didn't know that the eyes of the Lord are everywhere, even in your own head, and that, spirit memory is recording all things. Your spirit is equipped with non-tamperable, non-deletable, non-erasable spirit memory. And so is the memories of all things that you interact with, people and animals. So, like domesticated animals have spirits that have spirit memory. And if you put negative things into their spirits, then that connects to your spirit memory when you die. and you have to give account for that, probably serving as them in the time loops of judgment before you're eternally executed to never exist to commit those offenses. Now, how diabolical is that? That they'll be taken and punished and eternally executed, and they won't even be allowed to commit those offenses that got them punished, time looped as their victims, and then got them eternally executed. Now, that's diabolical. That's on the most intelligent, advanced entity mental level that you can find. That's an equation right there that if scientists could grasp it in their minds, they'd understand, wow, we are on a spirit scan. We are merely premonitions of our existence. This is what Christ was talking about, how he deciphered, this stuff, but he put it in code. And, the end time hidden prophecy of Daniel, when it finally comes out and it's exposed, makes it all, it clarifies it all, makes it all viable where you can understand it. And you can understand that it's true reality, okay? Nothing else makes more sense than this, you see? And then when you see the prophecies of the non-existent enraging the existent, like what they're doing to me, how many of you know my story, that I'm being emasculated right now, that this image you see is a reflection of them, what they're doing to me. What you see behind me is the life I could be living as a man, but they don't want to let me have my driver's license back. After 32 years of not having a driver's license for alcohol-related driving offenses when I was a kid. No, I did not kill nobody while driving. No, I did not injure anybody while driving, okay? But the corrupt government is controlled by shitworms who, if you're any kind of ranker with God's end time elect, even a doormat like me, then, they are, targeting us with corruption and with evil on all levels, you see. So 32 years ago, I lost my license due to alcohol-related offenses. Then a corrupt judge applied a corrupt 1949 law to my driving record, to where it got jammed up with the driver's license appeal division. Now it's driver's assessment and appeal division. They had to change it. They're so corrupt and antiquated. It's like they're obsolete. They don't do their jobs. Or I have my license back by now. You see, so it's like a judge put it on them, where now my license is jammed up all across the United States. I can't go to any other state, nowhere in the continental U.S. and get my driver's license back. That's what made me wish I could defect to a nation like where the government's not so corrupt, where I could get a fair shake at being a man, because chemical toilets and drunks who are not my equals have driver's licenses right now. It's enraging, okay? And then when, you turn around and after 32 years of not being able to have a license, and I paid taxes into this system, they, this federal judge, orders them to give driver's licenses to illegal immigrants, right? It's like, they can have driver's licenses. They've never paid a dime in taxes. They haven't proven that they're valuable citizens yet. But here I am, 32 years in this system. I don't have my driver's license, right? It's like, yeah, now I'm sick. I'm on SSI. I'm all messed up psychologically, emotionally. I'm being damaged every day because this is like an assault to me. It's like an ongoing rape of my life. They got me bent over. They're fucking the shit out of me. Monstrous entities who saw the battle I was in. I made it plain in no uncertain terms when I went to this illegal substance abuse evaluation that they made me attend for alcohol-related offenses. They put me through the drug ringer. Now, 22 years ago, after not having my license for 10 years, I did everything they told me to do. Even though it violated my religious beliefs, I went and confessed out of my mouth lies. Oh, I'm powerless over alcohol. Like a weak little retard who shouldn't be allowed to exist. A non-existent fucking monster premonition. I had to go interact with that element, right? And then fucking I go see their little red nose fucking drunken fucking chemical toilet driver's license appeal division interviewer, hearing officer, and he shoots me down. 22 years it takes me to come back to this fight, to have the money to do this, to have the $1,200 to dump into the toilet, you know, and it was given to me on a loan that, you know, now I may never be able to pay back. But it's like to hire a lawyer who did nothing more than a paralegal. Yeah, Kyle Legal, he's like a para fucking legal. He filed some paperwork and he showed up with me at the hearing, but he let that monstrous, evil, Ojabina monster, fucking fat devil bitch screech at me, be rude to me, walk all over me, and then not even give me my license back after all that assault. Right? It's like, but it's like first they sent me to the substance abuse evaluation, where this monstrous retard, you know, with it's like, you know, it's cartoons playing in his head, bitch, man. This is what she presented as who I am. She didn't present the real me, the abstinent me, the me who wants to abide by the law, the me who doesn't drive because insurance won't cover me if I get in an accident because my license is suspended. No, she presents me as some pothead and shit. Just bitch is ridiculously retarded. And she did it based on my words out of my mouth, not on my usage, which is illegal. You know, she didn't base none of this on my usage. And then I even had to further back this up. I had a clean drug test. They ain't even supposed to be looking into my drugs. You're going to tell me that if I'm on Tylenol 3s or Vicodin or Oxys that I can't have my driver's license back? Well, then you better take it back for more than half of the population out of there then, bitch, because they're all on something out there, all right? Yeah, you're going to act like marijuana says, oh, see, because they're controlled by these shitworms. God gave us marijuana, and the shitworm-controlled monster premonitions who don't exist want to witch hunt us for marijuana, while they give licenses to fucking drunken chemical toilets who drive around drunk and on chemicals every fucking day. And I'd never even get behind the wheel under influence of medical marijuana. If I was high, somebody else would have to drive. Because that's how much respect I would have for my license after not having it for 32 motherfucking years, yo. So these white devils, evil, monstrous bitches, proof that you can't trust women with power because they're too incompetent, they're too inefficient, they're too corrupt, they're too man-hating. You know, it's like if I'm not a weak little bitch because I'm not a drunk who's, you know, an ongoing drunk. They didn't even give me the option of giving me a license with the breathalyzer thing in my vehicle to start it. Because they know I'll always be able to start it because I don't touch alcohol. Now, the offenses were alcohol-related offenses. For them to fuck with federally protected stuff, you know, that's it's protected by the HIPAA laws. My medical shit is protected. You know, she ain't supposed to be able to make an issue with that. That'd be like her taking, oh, he does Tylenol 3s, so he can't drive because those might affect his driving. You see, he's got to go get help to get off the prescription drugs. That'd be like them hitting me with that. Okay? Now, you know, how mind-twisting is this, that I've paid so much into this corrupt system, working, being legal, when, you know, they got me criminalized, where if I was to drive myself to work, they could arrest me and take me to jail for driving on suspended license, and impound my vehicle and cost me thousands of dollars to get my life straightened back out, and maybe even give me jail time, right? So it's like, why shouldn't I be a criminal? You see? So it's like I've reached this point where, you know, hey, yeah, I'm crazy. So, you know, my brother gives me money to go try and get my license back. And they put me through this dope ringer and I have to go see this bitch. And I let her know in no uncertain terms I've reached the end of my rope like this. You know, it's like it's like, what horrendous crime, in so many words, what horrendous crime could I commit that would get the media attention, focused on this corruption, this ongoing assault of my life, right? And it's like, I swore that I'd commit suicide in response to another ruling of further revocation, that I'd think up a horrendous crime to commit to make a huge media statement to get people focused on what Michigan's doing, right? And it's like I can't even think of nothing this horrendous. This is such a terroristic, atrocious, ongoing assault that, you know, nothing I could think up to do can compare to it. I can't think of anything that I could do that's as atrocious as what's being done to me right now. And monsters like Chris Seeger and Ojabina, they got no conscience about it, man. They don't care. They get their paycheck no matter what they do to me or you.